Obama. Hip hop for Obama. Hip hop for Obama.
What we see in New Orleans, is one of the central premises of my campaign, and that is change in America does not happen from the top down. It happens from the bottom up, because we are a hard-working, and generous people, ready to sacrifice on behalf of future generations. And when we join together, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, young, old, rich, poor, when we understand that we are the United States of America, then there is nothing that we cannot do as a people. But of course, there's another side to this story, because we know that this city, the city that has always stood for what can be done in this country, has also become a symbol for what we could not do. To many Americans, the words New Orleans call up images of broken levees, water rushing through the streets, mothers holding babies up to avoid the flood. Worse, the memory of a moment when America's government failed its citizens. Because when the people of New Orleans and the Gulf Coast extended their hand for help, help was not there. When people looked up from the rooftops, for too long they saw an empty sky. When the winds blew and the floodwaters came, we learned that for all of our wealth and our power, something wasn't right in America. We can talk about what happened for a few days in 2005, and we should. We can talk about levees that couldn't hold, about a FEMA that seemed not just incompetent, but paralyzed and powerless, about a president who only saw the people from the window of an airplane instead of down here on the ground trying to provide comfort and aid. We can talk about a trust that was broken. The promise that our government will be prepared, will protect us, and will respond in a catastrophe. But we also know the broken promises did not start when a storm hit. They did not end there. President Bush came down to Jackson Square 2 weeks after the storm. The setting was spectacular, and his promises soaring. We will do what it takes, he said. We will take as long as it takes to help citizens rebuild their communities and their lives. But over 2 years later, those words have been caught in a tangle of half measures, half-hearted leadership, and red tape. Dr. Cohen described it aptly while we were talking outside. He said, it is a tale of two cities. A tale of two cities. Yes, parts of New Orleans are coming back to life. But we also know that over 25,000 families are still living in small trailers. That thousands of homes sit empty and condemned. And that schools and hospitals and firehouses and police stations remain shuttered. We know that even though the streetcars run, there are fewer passengers. That even though the parades sound their joyful noise, there's too much violence in the shadows. To confront these challenges, we have to understand that Katrina may have battered the levees, it also exposed silent storms that have ravaged parts of this city and our country for far too long. The storms of poverty and joblessness, inequality and injustice. Those are the storms that swirled before Katrina.
Yeah, stand up,
Stretch for the stars, get somebody else involved right next to you. Y'all elected me to keep it so fresh for you.